Evening, welcome to Pub Foot with Miles and Jimmy, an England special, the last England special of 2019.
Oh, thank God for that. Yes.
The last England special of 2019 because we've just had the last England International of 2019, assured of top of the group and a top 6 seed going into the Euros after the 4-0 win away in Kosovo. The score doesn't really tell the story of the game. It was never really in doubt, however, the game was rubbish. It was boring.
The first half was poor. Didn't play with any real tempo, and there's a point where sort of Tyrone Mings and Maguire had it and just went, well, have I got anyone to pass it to? Or, yeah, it's just poor, and obviously second half they ran out of steam, Kosovo. I thought they played quite well.
Mings really didn't do himself any favours.
No.
He didn't look very good. I'd say the pitch didn't help. I don't know if they overwatered the pitch, but from the start there was a lot of slipping, and I don't know if that... Because from both sides they were really poor passing. I don't know if that was losing footing as well.
It's too easy to say that as an excuse.
But you know what it's like. If your foot slips a bit when you're actually kicking the ball.
You didn't watch Portugal against Luxembourg, did you? That pitch was like a mud bath. It's unbelievably bad.
I wish you could stick to a mud bath.
But even now they still scored. But no, it was just... First half was really bad. I watched all the game. It was terrible. And second half, as I say, they got tired and they kind of got the goals towards the end, and that's pretty much it. I didn't think... I don't know where I'm going with this.
Okay, great. We'll move on. Yeah. Goals from Harry Winks' first international goal. Harry Kane. It was Marcus Rashford, wasn't it? Marcus Rashford.
Great.
Mason Mount for his first goal for England as well was enough. Harry Winks playing in a more advanced role than he has for Tottenham, but looked quite good. Again, Declan Rice was another player who didn't do the job for me.
No, it was a weird game, wasn't it? Because we were so on top, but every time Kosovo came forward, they looked quite dangerous.
Yeah.
And for me, that's not the midfield combination. No thanks to Winks or Rice. Rice really needs to stop proving himself in the Premier League shirt.
Well, I think Winks played well in both games.
Oh, Winks is fine, but Rice needs to seriously start playing well for West Ham to be considered in that role for the Euros, because he's not playing well enough.
No.
He's not good enough at the moment.
No, he's not playing well. Trent Alexander-Arnold had a poor game as well. He looked very bad.
Chilwell got caught out on the back foot.
I thought Chilwell did all right. Considering that we were under a relatively...
I think Chilwell's better going forward. He's poor defensively. You can see it at times. If he gets pressurised, he's literally under pressure.
But I don't think Mings helped him out. I really don't. That game to me made me think by the end of this season, it won't be Mings going to the Euros. Tomori came on for his debut, now can't play for Canada, who was eligible for. He played for the Canada under-20s. That's how he got onto England's radar. He played against England and marked Rashford out of a game.
Unless he wants to play the Gold Cup every couple of years.
I know. I'm just saying. And there's also Nigeria as well who wanted him. So he's now going to play for England. I look at him. I look at Stones, Maguire, and Gomez. You could probably only even take 4 centre backs because you can say Declan Rice can fill in there. Tyrone Mings is the one who misses out because he didn't look good enough, and I believe that Tomori is getting better as the season progresses. He looks like a more complete defender. Every game he's played in, nothing seems to have phased him, and it's not like. And he's taken the Premier League by storm at a young age. Tyrone Mings has taken a while to get to where he's at.
What about Michael Keane?
Michael Keane should never play for him. Michael Keane's been dropped by Everton.
The problem is he does give players who he trusts a few more games than he probably should, and Michael Keane is a prime example of that.
Yeah, but Mings has only played twice. It's not like he's one of the players in the team, and he trusts players that have come through the system more, and that's been proved by Mason Mount playing over James Maddison every time. He likes those players that have been in the system while he was under 21s manager. Fikayo Tomori has been he's played under 19s, under 20s, under 21s, and now for the senior team.
I agree with you. I don't think Mings will be in the squad. I actually think Twanzebe is going to nick up space.
Do you? I don't. I think it would be too early. I think that it's those 4. Stones, if he's fit.
We've still got a lot of Premier League football to go, and not many England games before the Euros.
That's the key point. That
is the massive issue.
No, that's the key point. Twanzebe has not been in an England squad yet.
I don't think it matters. If you're on form, we've seen players at the moment who are playing very well. You think, fair play, they should be in the squad. Give it 6 months' time, they will be out of form.
But who gets dropped out of the other 4? It's got to be Gomez because he's the one not playing.
Oh, Gomez will go. Gomez is massively important.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a dodgy injury and it'll put our entire back 4 in a massive jeopardy.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
That's what might happen. For me, Mings should be nowhere near the squad. He's not good enough.
You were the one saying a few
I
weeks
did,
ago
but he's proven he's not been good enough
No.
in an England shirt. And his performance in the Premier League in the last couple of weeks has been poor.
He wasn't good last night.
No, he wasn't. And
He
he's
looked
made
out of his depth.
mistakes. And he's the weakest link out of the lot of them. I
Yeah.
don't really rate Stones too highly at the moment, but I like the fact he can play out from the back.
He looked calm and comfortable
Exactly. He's
in the
comfortable on the
game.
ball, and that's what
Yeah.
we need, because we're going to dominate the majority of the possession against teams.
What we do also now get is 3 home games in the group. We are one of the 6 top seeds, so we avoid that group of death. Could have been, I think, Belgium and Portugal would have been the worst case scenario. We could get Scotland in the group, which would be
Scotland's
incredible.
not going to make the Euros, so
Hey, well, no, because Scotland could end up playing someone like Bulgaria in the playoff, and there's a chance on that one.
I would love to see Scotland play Kosovo, because Kosovo are going to win that.
Kosovo would kill them.
Yeah, I agree. For me, Scotland aren't going to make it.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Ireland not make it, so hopefully Denmark will do a job tonight.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Ireland are terrible. Have you watched them recently? They're so bad. They've got nothing.
Got Troy Parrott up front, mate.
No, they are. Honestly, I feel really sorry for Mick McCarthy, but that squad is terrible. And if they make it to the final, I will not watch a single game of Ireland. I'm sorry.
Wow, that's a big claim.
I hate Ireland.
don't
I
the whole
do.
country.
10 years ago, Thierry Henry stopped them going for the World Cup, and that was a good Ireland team. Now it's not. Their team's
Yeah,
terrible.
that's true. They used to. You think of the old players,
God.
Kilban, Keane,
Yeah,
Duff.
yeah, exactly. There were decent players in that squad.
Yeah,
Dunn,
O'Shea.
yeah.
O'Shea,
Shea
Dunn,
Gibbon,
Gibbon.
yeah. They had a really good side. Now they
Kelly.
are absolutely
Hart.
rubbish.
Yeah.
There was no one in that squad you look at and go, God, I can't wait to watch this game.
That's true.
And I cannot wait for the Danes to absolutely destroy them tonight, because I really hope they do. They're a really bad side.
Yeah.
I hate Ireland.
Yeah, I can tell.
Dude,
I can
awful
tell.
side.
Just in a footballing context, we must say there's no hatred towards the country itself.
Well,
generally.
that's a big statement coming out.
Yeah,
And I just
yeah.
hate the football side.
Yeah,
They're
it's just
terrible.
a football team.
They're
Just
really
the
bad
Republic
to
of
watch.
Ireland football team. You just don't like them. At this point in time, you used to like them. I loved them when Keane was.
And I also-
they're both Keens.
Also hope Wales don't make it either, because they don't deserve to, and I don't like gigs. 100%, I hate gigs.
I don't know if you're being overly patriotic. As
No, I
as
can't
an
stand Ryan
England
Giggs. He's
fan.
a terrible manager, and they're lucky to be in a position to go through, and I hope they don't.
Brilliant. Okay, let's talk about England
And
again.
I know you hate Giggs as well. So.
Yeah, I don't like that he refused to take a job that he should have taken.
No, exactly. He's not proving himself. He doesn't
no.
deserve to be Wales manager. Sorry, Ryan.
Then again, it worked for Mark Hughes. Look where he's at now. let's go back to England.
I saw him down the job centre yesterday.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is key in England's midfield. I really like him. It wasn't the best game for him yesterday. It got a bit worried when he slipped at the start.
Yeah, I
He
thought he was
himself.
genuinely badly injured
Yeah,
again.
but I really like him over the last couple of games. Him starting has been key. I couldn't enjoy watching him more. He's had such bad luck. The last 3 tournaments he's been at, he got injured within 2 months of the start. So if he can stay fit this season, he's key to the England midfield.
He's another one you put a 5 on being injured.
Yeah. Oh no, you would.
100%.
Based on the odds have got to be for it.
Yeah.
However, if he's fit, I start him every day. I think he's dynamic. He offers something different. He can score goals. He can run in behind. He can get back and tackle and do defensive work. He works hard. He's in that Liverpool team that are doing really well, and I fully expect him to regain his starting spot
He's the only
permanently.
player in the entire England squad who can do that. But back in the day, it was Jack Wilshere who could do something similar.
Yeah.
But now he is our only player who can literally kind of go between the lines, do the things you want a midfielder to do instead of just sit there and play sideways.
Yeah.
He's massively important. I agree. That midfield 3 is a massive dilemma of who plays.
Right now, I go Henderson, Winks, and the Ox for a reason that I look at them, and in terms of balance, I would love to say Declan Rice because he's the type of player we need. However, he's not been good enough. He's not playing well enough. Eric Dyer's way out west now. If Lewis Cook can get some form in, potentially. However, those 3 right now are all players that can do it all. They can interchange. So if one of them goes, the other one. So you look at Ox will be the furthest forward, you'd think. Then you look at Winks and Henderson, and you just a little bit of communication between the 2 of them. As long as one of them's in that pivot role at all times, the other one can have a go. And it was shown Winks, who has no licence for Spurs and hasn't had licence for England, getting his goal, took it very, very well. First touch was fantastic off the Oxlade-Chamberlain pass, and then an easy finish. But and he got man of the match. He played well. However, that's not his natural position. But you look at the three of those, I think that they could all rotate around.
Out of the three, Henderson starts all day long. I think he's got the leadership skills. He can do box to box. He's athletic,
and he will sit in
if
he needs.
Yeah,
he's got enough experience to know. Actually, these two have gone forward. Maybe it's my turn to just sit in. And
he's got that experience when the chips are down to turn to everyone and go, "Come on, lads, we are better than this."
I would be tempted to play Winks in the pivot with Henderson and Ox slightly in front, and let Ox do what he did against Montenegro, which was just go.
Do you think Winks is good enough defensively to do that?
That's why you have Henderson next to him, because it's the pivot, but when we're defending, it becomes a double pivot.
I think about having Henderson deeper than Winks.
Would you?
Yeah, just because when we come up against a Spain, a Germany, a France, we are going to come up against some incredibly good footballers.
I look at them and either of them could play the role.
Oh yeah,
but when we're defending, I want to see them both in. Both of them in when we're defending with Ox a little bit.
Yeah, I've got no issue with a player in front of that. That's fine.
Yeah, but then when we're on the ball, I almost want to see Winks come deepest because he's the best at getting the ball off the defence.
I don't disagree with that.
And then he can give it to Henderson. So it's almost a double pivot. It's almost a double pivot, but I don't like the double pivot because it's too defensive. So they just need to figure out a system.
I think against teams we might need that.
It could work.
I've got no issue with two players being deep, and then obviously you let the front four go.
Yeah.
You let the Ox, Raheem Sterling, Rashford at the moment is playing miles better than Sancho,
and
Harry Kane.
And then another player who didn't do himself any favours was Callum Hudson-Odoi. Really didn't have a good game. And
he got absolutely slated by Keane at half time. I completely agree with him. He just didn't give it a go. No. He kept coming back on himself, playing the easy
passing was bad as well.
It's just basic stuff. Again, you can mention the pitch, but he's better than that.
No, he is. But however, you hit the nail on the head. We don't have many England internationals left, and it depends on how Southgate wants to go. Is he going to pick three centre forwards? Is he going to pick Kane, Wilson, and Abraham? Is there going to be space for Hudson-Odoi if he's going to be behind Rashford, Sancho, and Sterling? Will there be the space for him when you could conceivably have an Oxlade-Chamberlain out there? Is he going to want to bring in a Loftus-Cheek or a Barkley and have more central midfielders? It's going to be, that's a position that he needed a big performance because he might not go.
I think he will. I think the player's going to miss out to Dele Alli. He's nowhere near.
Dele's already not in the squad though, because you've got players coming back.
I agree, but should be someone who's looking at it going, I should be in that squad. And
he should be.
Done nothing for about 2 years.
He should be looking at Oxlade-Chamberlain's spot and thinking that's I was starting there.
Well, that's the thing. He's not going to play wide anymore because we've got too much quality in wide areas, and he's not good enough to play out there unless we're playing against a team where a fullback might go flying past him.
Yeah,
that's the only way I'd put him out there.
Dele or the Ox.
Probably Dele out wide, just to maybe combat maybe a Jordi Alba flying past you or someone like that.
Nah.
But he's nowhere near.
I don't think we need him. I don't think we need him right now.
No,
he needs to really back up his ideas.
He does. He needs a new lease of life. He's nowhere near. But players like Maddison, Mount, great.
Yeah, exactly. With Maddison and Mount there, but are they going to bring in a Loftus-Cheek or a
Barkley's a favourite? Barkley's the one. I think he'll come in.
Barkley's a
favourite. Really well.
But when Loftus-Cheek comes back, Hudson-Odoi is the player in those front areas that could miss out, because I don't know whether they're going to take. Will they take three strikers? Will they take? I actually think Callum Wilson's going to miss out. The reason I think Callum Wilson's going to miss out because they'll see it as Kane and Abraham, and they'll see Rashford as the other option.
You can have Kane and Abraham. Either side, you've got Sancho, Sterling, Rashford, Hudson-Odoi.
Maybe.
And there you go, there's your five.
But Hudson-Odoi still needs to start playing better. Because
agreed, and I think he will. And again, it's a massive thing at the moment where it's, where are we in 6 months' time in form? Who's going to be playing really well? Someone might come out of the blue and you go, oh my God. And you might go...
I'll tell you the player who that is at the moment is probably Ryan Sessegnon at Spurs. If he right now, no.
He hasn't even played yet.
I don't think he's good enough. However, if we're looking at actual potential bolters,
so
like you said,
where to play? Fullback.
fullback, or it depends where he plays for Spurs, because he could fullback or on the wing. All I'm saying is we're looking at you're saying someone come out of nowhere. There's not one to come out of nowhere. He's the only player who could potentially come out of nowhere, because he's not played for Spurs yet. He played in the bad Fulham side the year before that. Apparently, should be going to the World Cup.
Well,
if he absolutely smashes it for Spurs, comes out of nowhere and is fantastic.
I think you look at the under-21s and go, who might do something?
No one in those front places.
I think Foden might, if he gets half a chance.
Again, that's another midfielder. That's a Loftus-Cheek area.
But no, I agree with you. It'll be interesting. I think there'll be someone who we suddenly go, oh my god, I completely forgot about it. He's an absolute blinder.
The only person who else I could potentially see doing it, and again, it's a huge long shot, is if for whatever reason Arsenal recalled Eddie Nketiah and chucked him in. Exactly.
I was going to say someone a bit more random, like a Longstaff, might have an absolute blinder for 6
months.
Again,
that's those holding midfield roles.
We had that issue with Shelby a couple of years ago, who had an absolute blinder towards the end of the season, and thought, well, why is he not getting given a chance?
That's Declan Rice who's got to look over his shoulder for that one.
For me, Declan Rice has got to knuckle down, otherwise he's not going to make the squad.
He's got what he has got on his side is his versatility. He can be a fifth centre-half option, but you don't need 5 centre-backs. You barely need 4 at a tournament.
No.
The fourth one is there as injury cover for the injury cover, because you don't sub your centre-backs off. You might get a game if you win the first 2 and you got an easy last game in the group.
At the end of the day, we're through. Great. 4-0, absolutely flattered us to pieces. Fair play to Kane scoring every qualifier, incredible.
Yeah, unbelievable achievement. He's gonna break the record.
But apart from that, I thought we were poor, and Kosovo were unlucky not to score.
They should have.
Side. And we look forward and go, well, we haven't played anyone particularly decent. No. We'll see what friendlies we put together, and hopefully we play some decent sides, and we go from there. And we'll never know. One
more question. Goalkeeper situation.
Yes.
Pope is that confirmed Pope's second choice that he started.
Yeah.
Henderson or Heaton? Who's going to be the third choice?
I would take Henderson. I think
Henderson's the one who could displace Pickford.
Are going from strength to strength.
Henderson's the one who could displace Pickford. Maybe not for the Euros, but for the next World Cup.
I agreed. I think I assume he's just on loan at Sheffield United.
Yeah, he is. He'll go back to Man United. But De Gea's re-signed.
Depends what De Gea does. I can imagine he might move on soon.
Yeah, but it's not. If Henderson goes and becomes number 2, that's that. Don't go and become number 2. If Sheffield United stay up and do really well this season, I would be tempted to just go, you know what? Man United can buy me back in 4 years or 3 years. Look at De Gea's contract, talk to the manager, am I going to be number 1 next season? No, I'm not. Fine, let me sign for Sheffield United. Go to Sheffield United, and then in 3 years, whatever it is, when De Gea decides to retire or leave or whatever happens, Man United can buy you back.
I'd look at Leicester. I think Schmeichel's getting towards the end. I reckon he might go there and he'll be number 1 for years, and he's going to have an absolute blinder.
Leave United. If you're not going to be Dean Henderson needs to be number 1, and he doesn't need
go
to
to a top 8-10 side and go West Ham. Perfect. Go and be number 1.
Fabianski. I don't think he's getting ahead of Fabianski right now.
Of course he would.
No, Fabianski's value has been shown by how bad they've been since he got injured.
Honestly, if Henderson moved there in the summer, he'd be number 1 going forward.
I don't think he's getting ahead of Fabianski just yet.
100%.
No, I disagree. I'd go back to Sheffield United. I really would, because I think you can prove yourself at Sheffield United. You're going to be they're a good side. If Wilder's staying, if the players are staying and they're staying as they are, I don't think they'll have second season syndrome. I think they'll be fine.
Sell yourself, give it a go. You only get 1 career.
Yeah, you only get 1 career, but you could sign for Sheffield United, and it's not the end of your career. You're not playing for the rest of your life.
I think he should look.
I look at the top. I tell you, you should sign for Spurs then.
See, that was my second choice.
Hugo Lloris, and I know I'm a Tottenham fan, and I've brought them up a few times, but you look at Hugo Lloris is dodgy.
He'd come to Arsenal.
Gazaniga's done very well. Go to Arsenal, absolutely. The only teams that he's not going to get in. Liverpool, City. United. I think Schmeichel's got more years at Leicester, and I think he's very good. And I think that potentially Man United, depends what De Gea does, because De Gea's got a mistake in him now as well. West Ham, I think, won't get rid of Fabianski for Dean Henderson. Chelsea's Kepa's not much older than him. Kepa's great, yeah. So there are those teams, but anyone else?
Bournemouth did quite well. Bournemouth.
He did great. Bournemouth did good at Spurs. Arsenal, Leno. He's not really done much. Patricio's doing all right. Then he's got that Portuguese connection, isn't he, with Santini?
They'll find another 21-year-old Portuguese bloke who's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good, another good international break for England.
No, I can't
Two
wait for the
successful
Premier League to
games.
come back. Arsenal. It's the first week for a while that Spurs and Arsenal haven't lost any points. It's been great.
It's been. Yeah, we haven't given up ground on the
Stress-free,
top four.
I've just enjoyed
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's been great.
Seeing England win a couple of times. We're going to be back on Thursday with the preview of the Premier League weekend, and there are some big games. West Ham Spurs being one of them.
We've got 3 whole months of Premier League without the international round. I can't
who
wait.
This weekend?
We've got Southampton at home. Oh my God, that's a big game.
It's a big game. Well, Tottenham got
huge.
West
You've got a
Ham.
huge game as well. London derby. Always
it's
lose
gonna
West
be
Ham.
massive. First one up. We'll be back on Thursday to talk about all of that. For now, well done England. We're looking forward to Euro 2020, and cheers. Cheers.